You just install ChatGPT Desktop, open it for the first time, and suddenly there are chats, work, codex, projects, and more. Where do you even start? Which one should you use? By the end of this video, you will know exactly what each area of ChatGPT Desktop is designed for, and more important, when to use it. Before we start clicking through the application, let's first understand how the different parts of ChatGPT Desktop work together. And this is our project. Imagine a local business called Lakeside Bakery wants a brand new website. We will use chat for brainstorming, projects to organize our documents, work to create a presentation for the client, and Codex to build our website. Since we don't have any requirements yet and we're not ready to start building, we just need a place to think through the project. That's exactly what chat is designed for. Okay, we open a new chat and then we will type our prompt, which is Lakeside Bakery wants a modern website to showcase the breads, pastries, and everything that they have for the local customers. So I will just click enter. Notice that I'm simply describing the goal in plain English. There's no special syntax or comments to learn. Just explain what you're trying to accomplish. If I already had documents, then I can also upload them to add photos or files as reference. And I can also start here when I click on the microphone, start a voice conversation with ChatGPT instead of typing. And I can connect ChatGPT to other applications like PowerPoint or Excel, or use their native plugins like to create documents and presentations. At this point, we started gathering ideas, but as the project grows, we will probably end up with many documents, images, and several conversations. Keeping all of that inside a single chat would quickly become difficult. That's exactly where projects become useful. With a project, we can create fresh chats, and ChatGPT knows everything related to the project. So we will go with plus. We'll give it a name for the project, Lakeside Bakery website, and then I will go to the memory settings. In the memory settings, then we can choose either the default or the project only. If we choose default, ChatGPT will remember everything that we have already chat with it, like for example, another project. I like to choose project only in this case because then ChatGPT can only make reference to the chats related to this project. So I will just choose project only. And then I will add a folder to this project. I created in my computer a ChatGPT project folders that has every project that I'm using with ChatGPT Desktop. And inside that one, I create one folder only for this project. So I will just select this folder and say create project. Now my project is created and I will just click here in projects. And you can see all the projects that I'm currently working on. And I just like to pin it because I will be accessing the information quite often. So here's my project, and then we will see all the chats related to this project just below. Now, before we move to the next step, put all the documents related to the project inside this folder that we just created. For example, I have from the bakery website, I have the website structure, I have the timeline, requirements, the menu, and I have some images already. So let's continue. We have organized everything related to our website inside a project, and now it's time to create something we can actually present to the bakery owner. This is exactly where work comes in. Either we can click here, new chat, or here, new chat, and it makes already the reference directly to the project. So I will just click here, new chat, and then it's already in work. So I can click between the chat and co-work. In this case, it is already the reference created to the Lakeside Bakery website. The layout is very similar to chat. You still describe what you want in plain English. The difference is that here we're focused on creating finished documents instead of having an ongoing conversation. In this example, I will use a connected presentation application so work can create a presentation for me. I will add here the plugin presentation. And once that the add-in is added, we type our prompt, and in this case, we said create a professional presentation for the owner of the Lakeside Bakery proposing the new website. And we also said use the project's documents to include the project overview, the business goal, the timeline, the recommended website structure, and features. So Cowork finished with the presentation and it created inside the project folder that we created previously. So we can click it here and a side panel will open and we can have a preview of the presentation that it created with all the requirements. And we can just toggle the side panel or open it again to see the preview. In just a few moments, we have gone from organizing our project to creating a professional presentation that is ready to review and share. The proposal has been approved and now it's time to build the actual website. This is exactly where Codex come in. Codex is designed for development tasks, helping you build, modify, and understand code. Since all our project files are already organized, we can use them to generate the first version of our website. So we can go here to Codex and we just type our prompt here. We choose the project, the Lakeside Bakery website that it has as a reference. And our prompt says just create the responsive homepage. We give it a couple of tips like create a responsive navigation bar, a footer, the hero section, and please create it using HTML. So what is interesting here, it is already realized that we are creating a website and it automatically added the site's building skill that is already native to ChatGPT. Now you can also see that it found the approved palette of colors, the typography, and the content plan. Okay, now it asks us to approve to run a command, and we will allow it. Okay, I just added something to the prompt, which is please do not install any other framework or tool or packages, just use plain HTML. So it finished creating the website and we can just click here and we can just have a preview of our home webpage with all the sections that we ask for it. And it looks like it's pretty responsive. We can also see here that it created the HTML inside our project folder. Now I notice, for example, that these images looks very similar. So I would like to change something and I would like to change this image. We can just click and annotate and I will just click exactly this image and I will just add a comment. For example, recreate this image, please. I will just send it. The annotation was added to our chat and I will send this comment to Codex. Okay, Codex recreated the image and it updated in the file. So let's just reload this page. And the image was changed according to our comment. And now we have the first page for our website. Before we finish, let me show you two more features. We go to ChatGPT and then we click in schedule task. Here we can ask ChatGPT to schedule tasks, set reminders, or monitor updates that we need. We have here the option to create a new one using ChatGPT or giving the input of the prompt that we need. I really like, for example, this suggestion, which is the daily brief. It creates a weekday summary of my calendar, email, and priorities. Of course, we have to create this connection, adding the connection to Google email, for example, or to Outlook. So I will just add it and it is already scheduled. If we click here, then we can see the options for this task. It runs in a new chat or it can run inside of a project that we already have configured. We can choose the model and also the frequency. And finally, let's take a look at the settings for ChatGPT Desktop. If we click here on our username, we can see the usage remaining that I have. For example, here I have 94% for my weekly credits or tokens that I have available for my account. Then I can click here the show pet, and it shows the pet which will be available even if I close ChatGPT Desktop or I just minimize it. It will ask me then if I have a notification from ChatGPT to allow a command or if a process already finished. The other is the settings of the application itself. So I go here, and here I just like to have it here in default permissions and auto review disable because I don't want that ChatGPT runs any command without my permission. And full access, I already also disable it. I just like to have this human acceptance. And for full access, I also have it disabled. These are the personal preference, but they are usually the first settings that I change after installing ChatGPT Desktop. Let's quickly recap what we have done. We started in chat to brainstorm ideas for our website. We organize everything inside a project. We use work to create a professional presentation, and we use Codex to build our first page for our website. We also look at scheduled tasks to automate recurring work and a couple of useful settings to personalize the application. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.